Oh my gosh.
There's no confidence right now.
Hate to see that, folks. Just 9 putts through 3 holes.
All right, Tron, what are we talking about?
Today we are talking about World Woods Golf Club in Brooksville, Florida. Not really in Brooksville, Florida. It's like dead smack dab in the middle of nowhere. Outside of Brooksville, Florida, which is way outside of civilization, I think. Just a really wild, bizarre place.
Yeah, it's just about perfect.
Neil and I played with Lauren Coughlin.
Great swing. Let me see that wear pattern.
On my 3-wood.
Is that any good? She was starting her Symetra Tour season, headed down from Virginia and Houston over to Florida. It was started in the early 90s by a Japanese gentleman. He bought like a couple thousand acres of land, and the initial goal was to build like 9 golf courses. So they started with 2 golf courses. They started both are Fazio courses. They've got the Pine Barrens, which is kind of a Pine Valley homage. Very like a ton of waste areas. Everything is waste area essentially off the fairway. And then they've got the Rolling Oaks as well.
Very sensible.
So safe. So safe. God, that's so safe.
The land there, it's got a distinctly like Texas hill country feeling to it. It doesn't feel like you're in Florida, even though you're, an hour north of the Tampa area. Very interesting development, I would say. Like if you set out and want to build 9 golf courses in the middle of nowhere, it's kind of stream song before stream song existed, but they didn't get far enough along.
Fly ball.
Go.
All right. Guys, I'm not even gonna hit this one.
Probably the best value for golf in the state of Florida, as far as you can play it for under $100 most times of the year. We caught some really bad weather, like very, very bad weather. Drenched City, USA.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you ripped it out.
So frustrating. All right, we got a little rain, not a delay, but just kind of a rain break.
No one's pressing us, so, why don't we take a load off. We're on number 11. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 11. So, mid-round. Love it. So far, huge fan of this place.
But soldiered on. I actually didn't even play the whole round. I filmed most of it just because it was going to be impossible to film and play. And I'm still in the lefty challenge, so if I'm playing and it's raining and I'm filming, that's too many variables. That's not going to go well.
Shit.
4th hole in the split fairway.
I felt like for a lot of the time on the course, I was watching them play a Strantz course. It had very distinctly Mike Strantz characteristics, and I was surprised to know, like, I know it's a Tom Fazio course. He did the first 2 courses at World Woods, and Strantz had by that time been out on his own for a few years. So Strantz was not involved.
It reminded me a lot of Old Toccoa and Tobacco Road, just kind of like the visually deceiving, but not quite to that extent, but definitely just those type of vibes. Lots of bunkers with that really tall wispy grass. The greens were awesome. I really, really liked the greens. You can tell when this place is like firm and fast. You really have to make sure you hit it in the right spots, and you can really use the contours of the greens to get them really close. It's not just hit it at the pin every single time.
Oh, or just go in the hole.
Pin hunting.
so good. That might be in the hole.
I was trying to hit the center of the green.
You know, it's all right.
Shouldn't have said that because then people would have thought I was going for it.
Yeah, but I mean, visually, that's like the miss, though, right? Like you aim towards the center, try to cut it.
I was just trying not to
And if you overcut it or anything, it's going to be right next to the hole. And if you don't, it's still the center of the green.
The ball above my feet, I was just trying to prevent the chloroform.
I mean, the fact that you were able to cut it with it up above your feet like that is impressive.
Face is wide open.
Favorite holes 1 and 2 are it's a really strong opening stretch. It gives you a good sense of both some width, but also introduces you to the waist areas.
Neil had 41 putts yesterday. We're going to keep an eye on that today after he 3-putted the first hole. It's a storyline we're gonna track as the day goes along.
The course really gets started in earnest on number 4, par 5. Multiple lines you can take off the tee. You can go up the left, you can go up the right, and you know, kind of be a little bit more bold, and then that opens up a shot on the second shot into the green. Very interesting collection of par 5s the whole day, like very risk reward, very visually imposing. A lot of bunkers and a lot of waist area catching your eye in front of the greens and you know, running along the fairways.
It's gonna be an interesting putt again.
Yep.
God, that green looks so small from back here. I bet it's huge up there. Sit. Ah. Nice birdie putt on the 4th.
No practice strokes?
No practice stroke.
There you go.
We gotta shock the bot. It's like scaring someone out of the hiccups.
Exactly.
Just gotta change it up.
Exactly.
All right, 2-putt. Let's go.
I really liked a 14 on the back.
13.
The reachable-ish. You reached it.
Sort of.
Sort of. Oh, I kept up with Neil. I hit my power fade.
You were working on that one?
Yeah, that one I just go after, but just hold the face so I don't overcook it or anything.
Kind of hard when it's raining the whole time.
Raining the whole time. You don't have
Suck
a 7
the juice
iron.
out of us.
You don't have a 7 iron, and I had a lot of 7 iron yardages.
Yeah.
Shout out to my husband for taking my 7 iron and me forgetting that he took it.
140 in the rain. That's a stock 7.
It would be a pretty good 7, yeah. Yeah, I put it in the back of my stance so I could deal off the crap out of it.
I'd say that worked. I think overall, I was pleasantly surprised by the condition of the course. It had been overseeded, both greens and fairways. Obviously, we didn't get great weather or anything, but I don't think that detracted at all from it. The greens were super smooth, and I had heard rumblings that it had fallen on hard times and that it wasn't in great shape. And I felt like there was certainly some deterioration around some of the waist areas and washouts and all of that. You can just tell they don't have the budget that was envisioned when they opened the course 30 years ago. To me, that didn't really detract from the experience. If anything, it just added a layer of like patina and almost a look back at like the early 90s, kind of the heyday of like when all these new golf courses were getting built.
Would you come back? Would you play again?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. You heard it here, professional, from a professional.
Yeah, no, I love public golf courses that are just like nice. I say nice and just like they're usually more inviting. Like the starters and stuff are always gonna be usually so much nicer. The people are way more relaxed, and just the vibes usually at public golf courses are a lot better. And this one was a really, really nice public golf course.
Good. There you have it.